we're going to run through sort of what perks you get as a mature student. So a mature student in terms of higher education at any university in the UK is classed as somebody who is over 21 at the beginning of your degree, of your undergraduate degree specifically. So you might not feel like a mature student. You might think, why is that me? But you might not think that you're particularly, you just want that student experience. You might just be 21, but there's a few extra things that you can get as an older student. So I'm going to run through those today. So we're going to look at, well, basically the big old question, if you are a bit older, is that for me? Because I think everything is definitely sort of more funneled towards those younger students, so sort of 18-year-olds who are fresh out of college coming in to university. So I'm going to give you a few hints and tips to get you started, run through a few of the perks that you've got, and apps and things like that, and imposter syndrome, because it can feel tough when you first start to go back to university if you've got a few more years behind you. I did that as a older student. I did my undergraduate degree at 18, then I had a 7-year gap when I returned to become a student again for a master's degree, and it's still a big gap, and there's still a lot where you think, should I be doing that? Should I not? What's going on with this? So we will go through a few bits and pieces. That big question, is that for me? Can I do that? Yes, you can. I want to make that really clear that if you look at something and it says this is for students, that includes you. It doesn't matter that you're not, that you're not 18 or 19. It doesn't matter that actually, you've had some experience in work, things like the career service and other bits and pieces, that all counts. You can use that as well, and they will adapt to what you need. So don't think that because you may have had a career already and you're coming back to change career or to upskill, that the career service won't be able to help you. So if you look at something and you think, should I be doing that? Yes, you should. That goes for societies, all sorts of things. So yeah, the answer is yes. So some of the perks that you get, which are different as a mature student, is that we have a specific space for you on the Blackboard page. You get sent a lot of information by email, but we do have this Blackboard space which has some information on there for you, which is specifically for older students. So if you have, it's things like links to useful websites, scholarships, things like that. So do have a quick look through it. I will update it, and I will get everybody who is registered as an undergraduate and over the age of 21 onto that in the next couple of weeks. Give it a couple of weeks to let you get registered, so then I can get that information and I can get you included. So it won't be there straight away, but it will be there for you to have a look through. So lots and lots of information on there. Things like council tax info, free prescriptions, travel, a lot of the stuff we have talked about elsewhere, but all in one convenient place for you. At the Students' Union, you also have a mature and part-time student representative. You could be that person if you wanted to. I think they do a vote for that person each year, or that position, in sort of February time. So they will represent you as a student within the Students' Union. So if you think, actually, you know what, it would be great if we could change something, it'd be great if we could take action on something, that is what that student rep is for. Or if you have any grievance or want to ask for advice, they're a good place to start. You can find their information on the Student Union webpage, and hopefully they will make themselves known to you. There's also a Mature Student Society. It's been a little quiet over the last couple of years. It struggled during COVID, I will admit, but it does have, I know that there are WhatsApps and there's an online presence as well. So do look out for them. And again, if you think, actually, I'd like to join, it's usually free to join that one, then do get in touch with them. That, again, on the Students' Union webpage, you'll be able to find the information about that society. They don't often do a lot of activities. It's not sort of like you've got to go down every week, so you can just join in when you want to, or organise your own thing and get everyone together. There's also a Mature Student Common Room in the Students' Union, and it is swipe card access, so it is restricted access, and I will add you as a mature student onto the swipe card access again in a couple of weeks when I sort everything out on Blackboard. And so I'll send you an email just so that you know that is coming and that you've got access to it. So you'll just be able to use your student card, sort of essentially swipe it, and I'll tell you where that is in the student union. So it's in the basement, basically. It's in the basement through from the common room. There's sort of a long, thin common room which has a community kitchen in it, and you can see signs there. So it is good. Our mature student community might be small, but it is quite vibrant, and usually that everyone gets on really well. And it's a case of sort of like finding that niche. The common room's a really good place to start with that, because it's just that little bit quieter. When you go in, you think, actually, you know what, there's going to be people who sort of aren't fresh out of school, and who are in there and who might just understand some of the things that you might be going through. Got some funny stories from like other mature students who've been with us, who get mistaken for tutors and things like that. It does happen, sadly, but at the same time, they have made light of it as they go, especially considering when their tutor walked in and realised that everyone had sat opposite this person. It was almost like, what's going on here? And everyone had assumed that that person was the tutor because they were a little bit older. It's going to happen, that kind of mistake. But I think once you get to know your fellow course mates, you're going to settle in great, and you deserve to be there as much as anyone else. Some of the perks that you can get as a student aren't necessarily within the university. So I mentioned council tax. If you are living in your house and not in student accommodation, and it is just yourself, you don't have to pay the council tax. If it's you and a partner, and maybe sort of children underneath the age of 18, then you can also get a discount on your council tax. So do make sure that you are putting all that information out there, and get it all sort of sorted, so that you make the most of your money in a way and save a little bit there. You also qualify for all the student discounts. So it doesn't matter how old you are. The totem cards, which used to be NUS Extra, the online things, Uni Days, Student Beans, have a look at that student money saver session, which is recorded and available, and you'll be able to use it. That applies to you as well. That's same for bus tickets and travel discounts. You might need one extra form if you're doing a sort of a young person's or a student savers train ticket. We have to confirm that you are a student, but you can still qualify for that. So it's all good. It does apply. And you get free prescriptions as a full-time student. So the form will be on the Blackboard page, but you'll be able to see, what you can get from there. So there's quite a lot out there that you can take advantage of. Same with apps and things like that. You have got access to my UOL. So all of your information is going to be on there. Your timetable, your courses, campus map, all of that. So do make sure that you're downloading that app as well. And it's just got lots and lots of really, really useful things on there. So my biggest bit of advice is take advantage of the OneDrive. Save your information on there, save your work on there, because then you can access it from anywhere. Whereas if you save something on your personal laptop, say it breaks, you forget your charger, something like that, it's stuck on there. So you want to make sure you're saving things onto our server, essentially. So then they'll be able to, if something happens, it's our problem and we can fix it, rather than it being sort of like, oh my goodness, I've lost my charger. A massive perk of being a student and even a member of staff is Eduroam Wi-Fi. So do get yourself set up on that. You need to be on campus to do that, or on a Eduroam link somewhere. Now, the Eduroam actually covers hospitals as well. So if it is a teaching hospital, then you'll be able to access Eduroam from a hospital. So if you happen to find yourself at an appointment or A&E or something like that, you will have free Wi-Fi. So you need to be somewhere where it is there already, but then you need to use your university email address. So the beginning of it might be abc123@student.le.ac.uk. Pop that in, your university password, so the password that you use to log into My Student Record, or your email itself, and it will get you connected. And then it will connect automatically unless your password changes. So it's really, really useful. Another thing, if you are budgeting and you love your coffee or love your snacks on campus, then use UPay Rewards. So it's an app on your phone, The university is contactless. So if you're trying to budget or you think, I've got £20 for my coffees this week, pop it all on there because you'll get discounts and you'll get like loyalty points. So sort of buy 5, get the 6 free, things like that. You can just scan your phone to pay. So it's got all sorts of things on there. So do get that one onto your phone as well and save a bit of money on that. Same with things like work on campus. We know that everyone, student finance is not enough. let's put it like that. Student finance is not enough. Your part-time work opportunities are really, really key. So if you do need part-time work that's going to fit neatly around what you do, and you don't want to go and look for something part-time elsewhere, then we do have an agency on campus called Unitemps. So they've got temporary work, they got sort of little jobs that will run through the term, and it will fit around your studies. So you could work on open days. UniBuddy is like an online chat where you can chat to prospective students. Again, there's tutoring. We've got content creation. It could be working in the library or working in one of the outlets on campus. So it is really, really good to look at that. And it doesn't just cover us, it actually covers De Montfort University as well. So you might find opportunities more generally in the area rather than just at university. So just quickly, I'm going to sort of go through these very quickly. In your timetable, you're going to get different bits of jargon. We talk about all sorts of things. At universities, there's lots and lots of words that you'll be like, what is that? Matriculation is one of them. So that matriculation is actually just a welcome talk, really. It is a welcome talk from our Vice-Chancellor or someone high up in the university, just to say welcome and be motivational and welcome you to the university. We have things like, we have lectures, seminars, tutorials. Do Google them. Don't feel, oh, I should know this. We're not expecting anyone to know it, but we're not very good at telling people what these words mean. So things like lectures, obviously teaching in a large lecture theatre, usually very much one way, sort of someone talking to you, imparting their information. Seminars and tutorials and workshops are much more interactive. And I don't think even anyone uses them all in the same way either. So don't be afraid to ask. There's no such thing as that sort of like, oh, this seems like a silly question, I should know this. There's a lot of people sat there in situations when you get given something and you think, I don't know this, everyone else must know this. No, not true. They probably don't know it either. So you could be the brave person and put your hand up, or you could be sneakily Googling. I know that I had a little list as I went through of new words I was encountering on a regular basis and just making notes of them and what they mean. And that is just really handy. Don't be put off by all the jargon. There's going to be a lot. Mitigating circumstances, for example, which is asking for sort of allowances on an assessment to give you a bit more time to do it. So if you have an emergency or if you're poorly, then, all these things. So please do Google. It's just a bit of a heads up. It's going to be confusing. It's going to take a little while, but you'll be fine. And finally, thinking about imposter syndrome. So you might sit there some days and think, someone's going to notice that I'm here and they're going to turn around and tell me that this isn't allowed, that they've made a mistake, I shouldn't be here. And I had that all the way through until my PhD. And to the point where I thought, they're going to take it away. They're going to tell me that I'm not good enough, that I've not done it right, that, they shouldn't have allowed me to do it. I don't want to say it's normal. It's not unusual. Don't panic. Try not to listen to the voices in your head that are telling you that. You do deserve to be here. You have every right to do your degree and you're going to be absolutely amazing. We actually have, basically, our mature students do better in their degrees than our younger students do. So if you can manage it, it's going to be tough. It's new things. Everything's new and everything's exciting and shiny. Get involved. If you need help, reach out. You can talk to any of our support services. Again, is that for me? Yes, it is. If you think you need help with your finances, go and talk to somebody about your finances. It doesn't matter that you might have a whole house at home that you manage as well, and you think this isn't related to university. It is. Please talk to somebody. So that's my big tip is get out there and go and talk to people. And yes, it's for you, basically. So When it comes to questions, if you do have any questions, do get in touch. If you need anything, then let us know. But coming up tomorrow, we have got 2 sessions tomorrow, critical thinking and analysis at 11 till 12, and then the Students' Union. So what's involved, sort of what they do and how to get involved. And then if you are arriving, or even if you're in Leicester, don't worry, you can come along to our welcome arrival weekend. It doesn't matter if you're moving into accommodation or not. There's all sorts of stuff going on Friday all the way through to Sunday. So get involved, and then term starts on Monday. So good luck and have a good time.